disclaimer, this video is not sponsored and there are no affiliate links to any of the mentioned softwares. The recommendations that I'm giving in this video come from my own personal experience and also from what my other business friends have done in their freelancing or creative business. Okay, let's get into it. So when I first started my calligraphy business in 2018, and let's say I got a custom commission request to do like a calligraphy quote, and let's say it costs $50. Now, how do I invoice my client? For me, I am a big fan of Wave, Stripe, and PayPal. I think generally across the board, those are great invoicing softwares to start off with because there is no subscription fee, but there is a 2.9% plus a 30-cent per transaction fee, and that is standard across the board. Like if you collect payment with credit card, then invoicing softwares will charge you like 2.9% plus the 30 cents per transaction fee. And this is something that shouldn't discourage you from offering credit cards as a payment option, because this is like across the board a very standard fee and a very standard cost of doing business that you should incorporate into your prices. Just bump up your prices by a little bit so it covers the fee. So for simple invoicing, I would look into Wave, Stripe, and PayPal. Personally, I started off using Stripe because I just have a friend who recommended it to me, but actually now for my clients, when I recommend which invoicing software to use for the people that I coach, I usually recommend Wave because Wave also has a place where you can do your own bookkeeping. So you can like take pictures of your receipts and you can kind of like categorize your expenses. So Wave is great for invoicing, but there is also like a bookkeeping option, which is free. So it's really good for people who are just starting out. I just use Stripe because that's what somebody told me to do. And I still think Stripe is very good. And PayPal is another great option and it's familiar to people. So you can also use that as well. Now, if you have a business and you've already subscribed to accounting software, so for example, FreshBooks or QuickBooks, then you can use those ones to invoice your clients. It's probably more convenient for you to do that if you've already paid for accounting software, like a monthly subscription or an annual subscription. And because those softwares can just kind of like automatically put your invoice into the section where it needs to be. I'm not an accountant, so I can't explain like the exact sections, but you know what I mean. If you're already subscribed to it, then why not just use the invoicing part of those softwares? Now let's talk about instances where you might need to send a contract for people to read and sign. So if you need to send a contract, what you can start off using is HelloSign. So I think they let you send out like 3 things to sign every single month, but this is how I started sending out contracts when I started my coaching business and I was offering one-on-one coaching to individual people. So I would have my contract, I would put it through HelloSign, I would sign it myself, send it to my client, and then I would send a separate invoice using Stripe, or you could use Wave or PayPal, or like QuickBooks and FreshBooks. So there's 2 things I did if I had to have a contract that needs to be signed. So I sent the contract and I sent the invoice separately. Now, of course, you could just send a contract through email, like a PDF, and then like the client could sign it digitally, or they could print it out, sign it, and then like scan it and send it back to you. But it's a little bit more troublesome for the client to do that. So if you do need to send a contract, then I would suggest looking into some contract signing software like HelloSign, but I'm sure there are other ones as well. There's probably a lot out there. The only one I use is HelloSign. Now, if you have a business where you're gonna be sending out a lot of contracts and invoices, then I would consider looking into platforms that have both those options integrated. And so you can just send one thing to the client where there's a contract, they read it, and then they can pay the invoice. So some examples are HoneyBook, and I think also Dubsado has something like that as well. So these are more like client managed, So these are more like client relationship management softwares or CRM systems. However, most of these kinds of softwares where you can send the contract and the invoice, they will have some kind of like monthly or annual subscription that you need to pay for. Now, if you have a business where sometimes you can send an online invoice, but sometimes you want to collect the credit card payment from your customer like in person, you can look into a platform called Square. So that's the one where sometimes you'll see like a Square thing connected to somebody's phone, and then you can swipe the credit card. So that is Square. I'm not too sure how it works because I haven't used it before, but if you do need to collect payment physically from people, let's say for example, you're a creative or an artist and you're selling at like a flea market or some kind of market where people need to pay with credit card, then you can look into that as well. And the other thing I'll mention, which is not really related to invoicing clients, but something else I have used to collect payment is Teachable. So platforms like Teachable or Thinkific or Kajabi work well if you are creating a course or some kind of program that like you want the person to sign up for. It's like the same price for each person, and then they get access to a bunch of resources. So I mainly use Teachable to collect payment for my group coaching program for calligraphers now. Hey, if you're just starting out with your business and you're a creative or a calligrapher or an artist, then make sure you download my business plan template, which is in the link in the description box, so you can start planning out your business and making money. And then hopefully soon you'll be using one of these invoicing softwares I mentioned to collect payments from your clients. If you found this video useful, take a screenshot of this video, add me on Instagram at Dina Calligraphy and tag me. I always love connecting with my subscribers and my followers, and so if you tag me, I will shout you out back and help you get a couple more followers if you are running a small business. And let me know in the comments, do you use any of these softwares yourself in your business, or are you just starting out in your business? Do you have any questions about invoicing or billing clients? Let me know in the comments so we can connect. And lastly, if you're thinking about starting a business but you don't know where to start, make sure you check out this video and then also this video to get started. And that is all for today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.